How do you know God exists?
We know God exists.
We derive from God and we return to God.
We don't know God exists.
There's definitely a God. It's just an aspect of life you can't get away from.
God's love surrounds us all our lives, and it surrounds us in death as well.
It's not very often do you have any conversations about spirituality.
Well, you know, it gets confusing sometimes, some of the teachings.
I pray by opening myself up to hear the Word of God, to be able to see clearly God's vision for all of humanity, for all of creation.
I really think that prayer is essential just for our own personal well-being.
Prayer moves mountains, prayer heals, prayer does everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it makes you feel better about yourself, which could make a difference in your life.
You have to have prayer. You have to have meditation to get through your day. Yeah.
If we approach prayer as a way to pay attention to our lives, pay attention to our feelings, just paying attention to that can make a difference because it can shift how we think.
I really do believe that there are spiritual angels that are there for us to guide us.
Having an imagination that can lead to a fantasy life, which helps people tell their stories, I think is terrific. And I think angels help people do that.
If angels are real, and I believe in them, that it's just people's spirits still around looking after you.
If angels are considered good spirits, then maybe so, but not as they're typically depicted.
I think the concept of angel is real, but I don't know what about physical angels.
I think when we die, we go to another world.
Oh, I think heaven's a metaphor for aspiration.
If God is a God of love, and if God created us out of love, which I believe, then a good and loving God would not allow hell to exist.
The literal interpretation of hell, no, I don't believe in it.
I believe that there is heaven and hell on earth. So hell is the absence of God.
I think maybe earth can be hell. It is for a lot of people. I wouldn't like to think there was something worse than what some people are suffering.
When I think of the life of Jesus, I think of him as an example. I think of him as a leader. I think of him as a teacher.
People say he's the Son of God, and some people say he's a prophet of God.
Christ the man as a hero and story figure, I think is incredibly important and also incredibly dangerous if you get stuck on the metaphor as something too literal.
I'd like to think that God has a plan for everyone's life.
God intends this world to be a world of peace and justice and love. And so, waiting until we die to find that, that's not the answer. The answer is that we all need to work for that time now.